Hey folks, my name is John Anik on behalf of BodyArmor Sports Drink and the UFC. We would like to welcome you all here today. I am joined on stage by three people who are game changers in the area of sports and sports nutrition. UFC President Dana White, NBA legend and BodyArmor shareholder, the great Kobe Bryant, and of course the BodyArmor founder and chairman, Mike Repole. All right, I'd now like to ask the newest members of Team BodyArmor to join us on stage 2 days out from the first defense of his title. Please welcome UFC Bantamweight champion Cody Garbrandt. Also with us, Cody's teammate, strawweight contender Cynthia Calvillo. And the man who is all the rage right now in the UFC's heavyweight division, but a future champion, Francis Ngannou. The karate hottie Michelle Waterson, also part of Team BodyArmor, could not be with us today. Now I would like to turn your attention here to the middle of the stage. BodyArmor will be creating a special edition flavor exclusively for the UFC. It is called Knockout Punch, and Knockout Punch will be on store shelves in January. But you all are here today. You're getting a sneak peek. So, Kobe, Mike, you would do the honors. And some history here for BodyArmor. This marks the first time BodyArmor has ever created a special flavor and added partner marks to its label. So very big news for both sides. We're very excited about it. And with that, we now turn it over to Dana White, Kobe Bryant. Mike, with a few words on this very exciting partnership.
We're excited today, obviously, for BodyArmor to team up with the UFC, best athletes in the world, fastest growing sport globally. It's great. It's Dana and I and Kobe have been speaking about it, but this is a partnership we're both excited about, and we want to hydrate the best athletes in the world, and we're really excited about the opportunity.
Yeah, I think to piggyback off of what Mike said, I mean, it's really important to us to help athletes reach their full potential. What can we do to help them perform better when they need to be at their absolute best? And we're really excited to help them on their journey and to partner with UFC. And it's just the beginning of a great relationship and a great partnership. So we're very, very, very excited to be here.
Well, to give it right back to him, they're the fastest growing sports drink in the world. So this is our first ever sports drink sponsor. We're very happy and excited, not just for us, but for the athletes. And we also think this is a great addition for the Performance Institute. It's just, it's a perfect fit all the way around, and we could not be more excited.
And hopefully everybody's had a chance today to sample. We got a lot of different flavors going on. And at this point, if any of the media here in attendance has any questions for Kobe, Mike, Dana, the floor is yours. Any brave souls out there have a question for anyone? Hey, Mike, so while we're waiting for our first question, oh, do we have a question? No? Anyone? No? Oh, yes, sir. Stand up.
So I can barely hear you.
Yeah, let's get that man a mic.
He said
20 years in the NBA and all that stuff is kind of...
He said, Kobe, Ben Simmons, Philadelphia 76ers, all the rage right now in Australia. I think he wanted your thoughts on Ben Simmons.
As he should be. He's a phenomenal player. Just getting started.
So, Mike, in terms of getting this product where you wanted to get it, took you about 3 years to really fine-tune it and get it to taste the way you wanted it to taste. Is that right?
It's been 5 years since we've been... Yeah, this is unbelievable. Thank you, Kobe. It's been 5 years since we started the company, and we went out there to create a better-for-you sport drink. Many athletes I've been drinking the same sport drink, Gatorade, since 1965, and we saw an opportunity to create a better-for-you sport drink. Natural flavors, colors, sweeteners, potassium-packed electrolytes, coconut water, and obviously when we partnered up with Kobe, it was an opportunity where, you know, here's one of the top 5 greatest athletes of all time, sees the game as a 20-year-old veteran, has kids that play sports, plays with teammates that are all in that 18 to 25-year-old range, and now, you know, 5 years later to have a partnership like this is a historic day in the company right now. And you know, like Dana said, I mean, fastest growing sport drink, fastest growing global sport. It's a pretty big partnership.
Nice seeing that octagon on the bottle. I like that. Any other questions from the media? Yes.
Say again?
More fights.
Absolutely. I come to some. I kind of really incognito when I come to them. No, it's separate from we'll have them presence within the octagon itself. We'll have presence in the corners. We'll have presence on the stools. So the presence will be felt when you're watching the fight. It'll definitely be BodyArmor supported.
And at the PI.
Not yet. I've seen them train only on the videos that I've researched about them, right? So when we bring people in, anybody that we bring into the BodyArmor family must meet these kind of obsessive characteristics that Mike and I both share. He in founding the company, and me in how I approached the game of basketball for years and years and years. So it's important for me to get to know them in that sense, in that aspect. If they have that same attention to detail, that same passion, I was just in the back speaking to them before we came out here, and hearing from them personally about their story and their journey and why they do, and you can feel it. You can feel the passion oozing from them. Those are the kind of athletes that we want to be a part of our brand, and those are the stories we're excited about telling. Because they're obsessive. That's why. They're obsessive. They wake up in the morning, they think about what they're doing. They go to sleep at night, they're obsessive over what they're doing. Those are the qualities that we're looking for in athletes.
Yeah, no, I am a Boston fan, but I love me some Kobe.
I won't hold that against you.
I
I
love
don't
me
play
some Kobe
anymore.
too.
It's okay.
You know, restating what Kobe said, you know, backstage to us, we had a brief talk about it's harder to stay on top, you know, to stay hungry. Every day you have to stay hungrier than you were before because everyone's trying to get, you know, to this spot to be the best in the world like he was throughout his career. So it's great to have a like-minded individual that brings you on a part of the team that sees that in you.
Yeah, same. I mean, it just feels amazing, especially just being new to the organization and have, you know, somebody like him, you know, point me out and say that he notices that obsession that I have because I'm completely obsessive with it. You know, I wake up and I think about it. I go to sleep and I think about it, you know, all day, every day, eat, sleep, train. So, I'm just grateful to be here in this position and you know, to be, you know, for him, somebody like that to notice is just like, I'm fangirling right now. So I'm really excited and I feel really blessed to have this sponsorship. So I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
I won't be able to explain myself, but I'm very happy to be the part of this deal. And I talked with Kobe to the backstage, and you know, before he talked to me, I know who is Kobe Bryant, and to see how he do of his career. For me, it's like a model, some example to follow. You know, fight every day. You know, just come and become the best. You're supposed to work hard for it, and then every day keep working to stay the best. Yes, so it's something like just to be here with him is like motivation for us. His career was the example of that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Kobe,
So it's, I don't want to turn many people off, but I got kind of, watching boxing kind of wore me down a little bit. And I think when I started getting into MMA, it was just much more entertaining. And certain things you can't scorecards can't hide a guy. You can hear a guy getting punched in the face in MMA. You can see kind of the art that takes place in MMA. So I gravitated towards that, and I brought my wife to several fights, and she enjoyed them. And it was more so the artistry that takes place, and things take place in snapshot and making decisions in really quick moments that can either win you the fight or cost you the fight. But understanding the dance that takes place between that, what is the science between that, and making these decisions that really pulled me into MMA. So that journey started for me, probably was like 2008 for me, 2008, 2009. Favorite fighter? Favorite fighters are sitting right here right now.
Performance Institute? Yes, it's great. What's that? Yeah. It's great.
I'm
The
just
mics,
handing
the
mics.
mics suck, but the Performance Institute is great, and this will be perfect. It's perfect for us. And we've been waiting for the right person to partner with in a sports drink, and now we have it. So we're excited.
What makes this drink any different than the others?
They can answer that question.
Yeah, well, I mean, first of all, the partnership basically started by us seeding the Performance Institute and, having these guys drink it and try it before we even came to a deal. And, they were going through 10, 20, 30, 50 cases, and it kept going up and up. And when we started to talk with Dana, it just made a lot of sense. And, when you talk about what makes our drink better, it's a premium, better-for-you sport drink, more natural, potassium-packed, vitamins. I kind of say is, Gatorade is to, boxing what BodyArmor is to UFC. I mean, we are like we're the next generation. I mean, this is the next generation of boxing. This is the fastest global growing sport right now, and it's what we're doing right now in beverages with sport drinks with BodyArmor.
And it really does taste great. Taste it. It's very, very good.
Thanks. Karen Bryant here, another girl from Boston. That's what's up. Yeah. Dana, question for you. What does this mean in terms of the opportunities that you're getting now for other kinds of sponsorships? We talk about how the UFC had such a great year last year. Are things becoming easier for you when you talk about finding branding partners?
Are things getting easier when we talk about what?
Finding partners, brand partners, and people who want to work with the UFC. Before, you used to have to go out and convince people that it was a sport they want to get involved with. What's the feeling now?
Yeah, I love deals like this because, as we continue to grow in, going into all these different countries that we're going into and continuing to grow the brand and the sport, we're aligned with guys that are doing the same exact thing. And I love being in these type of positions with these type of brands. And I know what we can do for them. I know what they can do for us, and it's perfect. It's literally a perfect deal. Love it.
Kobe, I know you were at the athlete summit or retreat, and you had a lot to say to the athletes about preparing for the future. I mean, obviously you can't get into that whole thing now, but what are some of the sort of essential nuggets that you would tell young athletes? And Cynthia came on the scene, is killing it. Obviously, the other two gentlemen there are just on their way. So what are the nuggets of information you tell them about preparing for the future?
I think it's really important, aside from focusing on your craft, right? I mean, there's this thing that happens when you come out and you're hot and people are craving and want your attention and want your time. It becomes harder to stay focused on what's most important, which is the craft itself. Now, aside from that, it's understanding your position and where you fit in the entirety of it all. Like, what is your story? What do you stand for? What is your journey? Why are you here? And once you understand that, then it becomes easy to communicate that to the rest of the world. So then it becomes bigger than an MMA fight. It becomes bigger than basketball. It becomes bigger than football. It becomes bigger than baseball. It becomes a story that connects to human nature. It becomes a story that's inspirational. And so that's always the message, is figuring out why you're doing what you're doing. First of all, focus on what you're doing. Secondly, focus on understand why you're doing what you're doing. And then in turn, communicate that to the masses. And in that way, you can inspire the next generation be it next fighters, be it basketball players, lawyers, doctors, doesn't matter. And if you can figure that out, then everything else comes from that.
And did you find it took you a little while as an active player to figure those things out for yourself? You know, how far along in the game were you before you planned ahead?
I started thinking about that when I was about 21 years old. I started thinking about what comes next. When you retire, how do you grow? How do you mature? And also, how do you understand the market? And how can I help expand or grow the brand that I currently have, right? And the answers that I always found is you have to first look internally and understand who you are as a person and as an athlete. And then you can communicate that. And if you can communicate that in a clear way, then the market tends to understand who you are and what you stand for. But if you don't know what you stand for, why should anybody else, right? And so for these athletes to first start there, focus on what you do, secondly on why you're doing what you're doing, and then the brand follows.
Cool, thank you. And Francis, a question for you, if I could. We talk about, when we talk about you specifically, we talk a lot about how you're coming to the States and training at the Performance Institute. Seems to be doing such good things for you in particular, maybe more than other fighters even. So what has the move meant to you, and how is it accelerating you as a fighter?
You know, I went to the Performance Institute every day, almost every day. So I try to have training there every day in the week. And then also, even in my house, I always have BodyArmor. And then I can tell that it's a good drink. You know, most of the time, we fighters just drink something because they give us without know what is it, and then they take time to explain to us what is how they make BodyArmor. I asked about BodyArmor to our nutritionist, and he tell me how fine is it, and yes, I'm very happy to be part of this.
What's your favorite flavor?
Orange mango.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, you guys.
Trust me, he lives at the Performance
I know,
Institute.
that's
He's
the
drank
thing.
plenty of this stuff.
Every Instagram post is from outside the Institute.
Guys over here, any idea as far as the delivery of BodyArmor? Is it going to be in a bottle in the octagon, or is it going to be in some new-aged thing that you guys create? Hi, Dana.
Well, the fighters can drink it in the octagon, yeah. What did you ask? What is your question?
The delivery. Hi, Dana. Like the delivery of it. I mean, is it going to be in a bottle?
Yeah,
or
it
is
could
it going
be-
to be in a thermos or something that you
Yeah, it can be,
create,
you know,
or-
those guys have their water bottles on the corner. They could put it in the water bottle. They can drink it straight out of the bottle. They can do whatever they want. That's up to the cornermen. They can do what they want. I don't think these guys are designing a specific corner bottle for them, but who knows? Maybe that's coming too.
We'll have the BodyArmor water bottle, and they'll be able to put, Francis will be able to put his orange mango in there, and Cody will be able to put his knockout punch, and Michelle will be able to put her fruit punch in there. So.
That you guys were up 110%. What are you guys doing well that they're not? They kind of have controlled the marketplace for so long in this domain. What is BodyArmor doing differently?
Down 9%. 9%. Gatorade down 9%. We innovate. I mean, I think if you look across the industry, the sports drink industry, innovation has been hard to come by. And we come along and challenge an industry that has not been challenged in a very, very long time. So what, 50 years? 55 years? And we're bringing a product to the market that is a better for you product. And that's why I think you see the numbers doing what they're doing, right? It's the product itself, right? We always talk about before the storytelling, before the branding, you have to get the product right. And that's what we absolutely obsessed over from day one, is making sure our product is true to form, make sure it's actually a better for you product. And that's why you see our sales going up.
Also in the past,
Can I just say one
Please.
thing? I'm sorry about that, but you know, Kobe hit on innovation. It's also evolution. I mean, these athletes today don't train like athletes did 25 years ago or 30 years ago. So having an outdated sport drink that's 50 years old, These guys are looking at labels. They care about what they put in their bodies. Athletes are obsessive not about their training, but their nutrition habits. And this partnership started with Dana, where we just dropped 10 cases off. Then we got a call for 30 cases. Then it was 50. And then it was, how do we become, how does, Francis drinks his 10 orange mangoes every single day. I mean, they become obsessed with the product because it makes them perform. It hydrates, it helps cramping, it just helps them perform. Gatorade is just, it's artificial, it's got artificial colors, artificial flavors, red 40, yellow 5. There's an evolution. I mean, it's the boxing of sport drinks. That's what Gatorade is.
Also in the past, Kobe, we've seen...
He's not shy about telling you how he really feels.
I like it.
Yeah.
We've seen brands maybe be shy about attaching themselves to MMA. Why? Did you guys have that discussion? Is this the right brand for us?
I touched on this a little earlier. It's about the journey of the athletes, right? It's about finding things that inspire the journey of an athlete that you can learn from. That's what it's about. We all have a story. A lot of these stories are similar too, in the emotionality of it. We were talking out back a little bit about his journey and his beginnings of learning how to box and learning how to fight. From being 22 years of age, being told he's too old to start, right? And having the ambition or the determination to persist through it. He says he's growing up in an area where dreams aren't possible. Most kids in that area do not dream because they know it's never going to come true anyway, so why dream? So what makes him different? Why do you have the bravery to push through that? Why do you have the bravery to say, okay, you know what? Yeah, I'm starting at 22, but I'm going to figure this out anyway, right? Those are the things you want to unpack because those are the things that move generations upon generations, right? So we can sit here and you can debate whether or not you like it with you. Doesn't matter. It's about the journey of the athlete and that the next generation of children can aspire to be, whether they decide to be doctors, lawyers, writers, don't care, right? What are you pulling from these athletes that's inspirational for you?
Lastly, just one more. This is your second season now away from the game. Has this gone easier, this transition out of retirement, out of active playing, retirement? Has it gone easier than you expected? And do you ever wake up in the middle of the night itching? Do you ever dream of maybe going back and giving it one more go?
No, I don't. And honestly, it's been everything I thought it would be. I had a dream about finding what the next passion was going to be, and I was able to do that. And that's the hardest thing for us as athletes to do, is when you hang them up, what are you going to do? Can you find something that you are just as passionate about doing than you were before? And if you can do that, then you're fine. So no, my body when I wake up in the morning.
Hey, Dana, my question is, does Matt Serra like BodyArmor? Because that's all that matters.
Does Matt Serra?
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt Serra loves BodyArmor.
No, but you can drink it with pizza.
That's funny.
All right, thank you all very much for your participation. We're going to now square these guys. Well, we're not going to square them off, but we're going to, if you guys could go stand next to the bottle, all 6 of you. We're going to take some photos. And while we're doing that, on behalf of BodyArmor Sports Drink and the UFC, I'd like to thank everyone here for attending today. Remember to pick up a bottle of BodyArmor Knockout Punch and additional press information on what was announced at this event on your way out. We look forward to seeing many of you Saturday night at UFC 217.
They need some really big rings. They need some really nice things. Better be coming with no strings. Better be coming with no strings. We need some really nice things. We need some really big rings. I got a really big team, man. What a time to be alive. You and yours versus me and mine. Are we talking teams? Are we talking teams? Are you switching sides? Wanna come with me? Look at the smile on me. Look at the owl on me. I do not chase girls, but they run a mile for me. Say she gon' ride for me. I buy the tires for you. This game is different. You only get one shot when go foul on you. Man, all. Man, we want it all. Don't get too involved. We gon' knock it all. And to top it all, I'm with all the dogs. It's a new season, and we still breathing. And I got a really big team, and they need some really big rings. They need some really